to another video on Tableau, and today we'll be looking at aggregation and granularity. Aggregation and granularity. So, from the word aggregation, yeah, sure, it's a topic we've covered before in class, right? So this is more like a makeup video, a reminder, something you can always fall back on. Probably I was fast in the class, you didn't get some concepts, you didn't understand some concepts. Probably I did some things too fast. Okay, just don't remember uh, how I did something. This video is meant to bring all of that to remembrance and also ensure you get everything. Always have a video with you at your own pace. You can always come back to it to check, oh, how did I do this? How did I do this? None of that. Okay, so getting started, aggregation in the English word as it is just like a sum, the coming together, bringing together of something like a summary or a sum, something particular. You understand? When you sum many things together, and that's what is seen as a single whole, right? So that's what is seen as a single, right? So, um, having said that, so I've already connected to a data set, and that is the long-term unemployment sales data set. Did I say sales? Pardon me, the long-term unemployment data set. I've connected to it here. You can see it right here. So if I click on, um, let me adjust this thing. Now you can see the long-term unemployment data set. Yeah, I might remember. If I hope I don't forget, I might leave it in the description below, just in case you don't have it again. You can always download it there. All right. So let's take a quick look at the data. So I click this button. Just wait for it to pop up. Let me click it again. All right. That's okay. Wow. So we have four fields basically. We only have four fields. Just have four fields like that. So the ages of the people. We have the age field. We have the gender. We have the period. We have the unemployment. The unemployed, which is a number, a count of people who are unemployed. You understand? So if you take a look at this, we have 16 to 19 years, gender men, January 1st, 2005, and the sum, the count. Then another demographic, another age group, men, same date, the count. Another demographic, men, same date, the count. So we have it all like that. We have for the men separately, we have for the women. Then the second of the 1st of February again, 1st of March. They carry out the survey every 1st of the month, and we can see each value like this. All right, so don't forget what we just say here, so that it will help us in explaining aggregation. So let's just get to it. Now let's say I take the period field, so drop into column. I pick up the unemployed. I drop into rows like that. Now, if you look at this place, 2005, it has 18 million, 18.6 million, 2006, 15.5 million, 2007, 15.7 million, 22.2 million, etc. And the peak was 78.1 million. That was 2010, right? So while we're having this value, what happened? What did Tableau do for us? Now, if I come to analysis at the top here, see where I am, the menu bar, analysis, right? And I uncheck aggregates, right? So let's let that load up, right? Now, when I uncheck aggregation, let me come to color. I'll pick a marker. Okay, let me pick this marker style. Right, right. Now, if I zoom into that, okay, it's not really zooming in as I want it to. Um, okay. Now, if you look at this place, well, you'll see that we have quite a number of dots. Let me zoom in. So you can see the dots all the way up like that, all the way up. And if I click check the first one, you can see 20,000, next one 25,000, 26, all the way up, all the way up. So let me just uncheck this aggregation and take out this filter. Okay, all right. So now we have 18 million. I already put the aggregation back. So by default, Tableau performs an aggregation on our data, right? So what was the aggregation it performed? The sum. Can you see here? It says sum. Now if we check here, we only have unemployed. We don't have sum. But once we start working with that field, Tableau performs an aggregation by default, which is a sum. Of course, we can always change the aggregation performed on our data by clicking on this drop down here. You right click, anyone, then you come to measure, then we can change it to average. So now we are changing the aggregation to average. Now we are saying 110,000, we're saying 92,000, we're saying 93,000. Of course, we just leave it as sum, what it did for us. Okay, so aggregation basically is the sum, because if you remember from the data, we have different age groups on different days, different gender, the count, the value, like the number of people who are unemployed when they carried out that sensor, right? But looking at this, Tableau gives us an aggregate value. That means it's summed up across all gender, regardless of male or female, and across the demographics, regardless of all the ages. So it gave us a total for 2005. So it gave us a grand total. Let's put it that way. Grand total for 2005. That is aggregation. So if you notice that when we uncheck this, we now start seeing dots all the way up. Let me come here again, analysis, uncheck it. Now we are having dots all the way up. That's why I see the line is so thick. Let me zoom in again to confirm that for you. You see, so you can see the dots, the dots, dot. So these are each data point, but Tableau performed an aggregation on it by default false, and that's why we have this smooth and good looking line chart. Of course, Tableau was able to pick a line chart for us, smart enough, because we're working with a time series data, smart enough to pick up a line chart for us, and that's a good one. All right, so that's basically aggregation, and we can always change it. So one thing you should always know that your measures, Tableau will always perform an aggregation on your measures. So if you have more than one measures, whenever you start working with them, Tableau will always perform an aggregation on them. Do not forget that you can always change them by right clicking, then you can change whatever it is you want, whether it's here as well, even if it's, let's say, let me put it inside the label, because I can just come here and tick label like this, so that will give me what I want. So I can always come here, even though it's in the max card, I can always come here and change it to count, so I can see I'm now seeing the count. But of course, number of unemployed is still constant because that is coming from here, the tooltip, right? If you look at the tooltip, we have year of period, we have count of unemployed, and we have unemployed. So unemployed value is coming from here and it's still on sum, but the label, which is the count of unemployed, is coming from here and it's on count. The aggregation I performed there is a count. That's just to show you that I can change the aggregation Tableau performed on the measure. So just take this out. If I need the label, I can just come here and check this. So I'm getting label, which is the same thing as what we have right there. All right, so that'll be all for this video. Next video, we'll be looking at granularity, and we'll still be using the same chart. Okay. All right, see you on the next.